What is up? Welcome to the Crunch Time After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. This week we're talking about episode 6, the finale. We're done. Our minds have been blown. This week, Andrew Disney, co-creator and director, joins us. Samm Levine, who plays Connor, is with us, and we're going to learn what the hell happened. Mark, what do you think? You in for this? Stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, guys?
I could listen to 20 minutes of this on a loop. I just love it so much.
Can we
Good, that's exactly what we have.
I'm all right with that.
Just keep it going.
Can we just start the episode run over? We'll just do one again starting next week. I'm on board. Guys,
I don't have time for that.
all right, we'll make it work. Guys, welcome. You are watching the Crunch Time After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking about episode 6, the finale. It's an incredibly special week because we have some special guests with us, but we'll get there. I'm one of your hosts, Patrick Dees, and I am joined by the entire Rooster team. Next to me is Mark B. Donica, the internet's own.
That's me. I'm the internet's Mark B. Donica. You find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica, joined to my left by Megan Salinas.
Hey guys, I'm Megan. You guys can tweet me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. And to my left is the lovely Katie Cullen.
Hi, all my buddies. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. We have the hashtag ABTV Crunch Time, and we have the live chat pulled up. So if you have any questions for our guests, or if you just have fun commentary, throw in the hashtag, throw in the live chat. You might well get a shout out.
And this week, I am incredibly proud to announce we've got Samm Levine, who plays Connor, with us. We also have Andrew Disney, co-creator and director.
Thank you, gentlemen.
What is up, guys?
Hey, thank you for having us.
Are you kidding me? We're incredibly excited to have you.
I was told this was traffic court.
This is traffic court. We're just enthusiastic about it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's weird how traffic court's all really into crunch time, so you picked a really good day.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. This is pretty exciting. We're gonna get into episode 6 and what the hell just happened, but we want to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of the show. Obviously, we're really into it.
Yeah, we're into it too. We like it too. We're fans.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You don't say.
One would like to hope. Damn. We're gonna sort of go over stuff that wasn't in the behind the scenes videos that are on RoosterTeeth.com. So if you want to see more, go there, watch those. We learned a little bit in there how the script came about, but when did Bernie and Matt when did they come into Intramural? Like the previous project you were working on with Bradley Jackson?
I think that they saw Intramural, after we made it in Austin, I guess in the summer of 2013. And we had asked them. The whole story is that we were looking for a Phantom. We wanted to shoot like some epic stuff with the Phantom. And I think our producer Russell emailed Matt because we knew that they had a Phantom because of Slow-Mo guys, and was like, hey, we're indie movie.
Sure.
We're looking for a Phantom. And Matt's like, oh wow.
Could you please explain to some people who might not know what a Phantom is?
A Phantom, it's a camera that they use on Slow-Mo guys. It can shoot 1,000 frames per second, or that you can shoot ultra slow-mo.
It's what you use to shoot the puppies on.
Yes, it's what we used to shoot the puppies on. So, Matt emails back. He's like, wow, that's so cool. Y'all are, Austin. Y'all are indie filmmakers. I'm so, happy for you guys, but no fucking way. You can't use our Phantom, for a day. No. And so, I think it was, a couple months later, Matt emailed Russell again. So, so what would y'all do? How was, your movie? And we're like, and Russell emailed back and was like, we made it, we're premiering Tribeca. We had a bunch of cool, SNL stars like Kate McKinnon and Beck Bennett and Nick Rutherford and Kirk Johnson are in it. And I think at that point, Matt was like, whoa, wait, what? He didn't really know that what we were making, and I think
just a couple of kids we're making a movie.
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah, exactly. I think exactly.
Jesus.
Which, I think every movie kind of starts that way. We were just a couple kids making a movie, but I think we. So then after that, I think they saw the movie, they liked it, and they're trying to make a big push into serialized original programming, premium content for their awesome Rooster Teeth first platform, and they're like, "What do you got?" And we had this. Bradley and I had after we made Intramural, now called Balls Out. We whenever you make something, you get into a post-production blues where you're really depressed. After you make something, you're like, gosh, I'm so depressed. I was on, I was riding sky high making a movie. It was great, and now I'm just here back in the coffee shop. What am I doing? And what am I doing in my life? And,
is that all there is?
And you got to write yourself out of it. You got to figure out, what's the next thing that can get you back onto set. And we had this crazy idea of crunch time that we were kind of told once we like came up with this idea that it was a crazy fun idea, but nobody would ever buy it. And I think Matt always says like, well, it sounded perfect for them. It sounded perfect for Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Like just some weird, bizarre, fun, half-hour serialized show. So.
I'm really glad you pointed out the Phantom thing. I'm still stuck on that. I thought it was a traffic court thing. I had no idea.
No, the directors have a tendency to do that.
Sure.
Where
Right.
they'll be like,
Well.
no, and on this one, we opened up the ISO all the way, and it was like, it still didn't have the right light. Oh, I'm sorry, do you not know what ISO is? Oh, my bad. It's like, guys, not everyone went to school to know the thing.
Right.
Like, when I talk about The Craft,
No, yeah.
I love that movie.
Where's Bog? Really
So how did you get attached? How did you get involved? What was the story of you being part of all this insanity?
it was a cold call. It just came into
Really?
my agent's office. Hey, there's this company called RoosterTeeth. They're producing this web series, and they want you for it. So please take a look at the material, and if you like it, let us know, and we'll talk to them and figure it out. And so I said, yeah, sure, I'll look at it, and I read it, all immediately in one sitting, all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And I was so hooked. I
believe
was
it.
so into it. I read so many scripts
Was
in
my
any
next
given
question.
year,
Yeah.
and 98% of them are dog shit.
Sure.
I mean, so bad.
Yeah.
So anytime I read a good one,
Yeah.
I get so gung-ho about doing it. I'm like, do not. I call my people and say, God, fuck this shit. Make this fucking deal happen. And so that was it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone
Sure.
going into the show, but I read the material, and they had this incredible lookbook attached to it. A lookbook is for like independent films and like independent pilots and stuff.
Sure.
They'll put together a couple of pages, maybe like 8 to 10 pages of what the concept is, the overall look of the show, parallels and comparisons for, a frame of reference.
Sure. You get tone and kind of
Tones, because you never know sometimes, especially with something as far out as this.
Totally.
They could have gone anywhere with it.
Right.
And so the lookbook was very, very well done.
Okay.
And I can't tell you enough. If this is my camera, I don't know where my
Yep,
camera
that's
is.
your camera.
that's it.
camera.
Young independent people, if you don't have a good lookbook, you're fucked. Don't dick around on your lookbook. It's so important.
And I think we
So
have the
what
header for
was-
our press release.
What was in the Crunch Time lookbook? Can you tell us?
There were photos of the guys from Weird Science.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There were photos of, I want to say like maybe some
Always-
X-Files stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a page that was like influences. We
Yeah.
had like Weird Science, Back to the Future.
Always Sunny.
Yeah, Always
Oh, yeah.
Sunny.
Yeah.
I've been saying that every week.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Excellent.
And then just also really concise descriptions of who the characters were.
Okay.
The
That's so helpful.
storylines, the
Yeah.
stuff that,
And then we had drawings of what the brain frame would look
There were
like.
concept art,
Yeah,
okay.
there was concept art, what the helmets were gonna look like, and just kind of really digging into what the tone is of the show.
Sure.
The tone is so, we're writing such a fine line because we're a comedy, but it's. I think the whole thing that we kept on trying to say is there are real stakes in this.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's an italicized comedy. A comedy.
Yeah, it's
But
it's
comedy-
funny. It's fun. You're laughing.
But kind of in that same realm as Rick and Morty, where it's
Yeah.
still that high concept sci-fi,
Yeah.
but you're still laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
No,
for sure.
I've always felt like the thing with any comedy, unless you are doing Airplane, tell the story first.
Yeah.
And then let the jokes come naturally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they'll be so much funnier. They'll work better than if you have a really funny joke for a scene or a payoff, and then you write the scene explicitly to set up that joke. I don't think that works as often as people want it to.
I've got a weird place in my heart for the film Airplane because I ran into Kareem on a plane. And I was looking for the one thing to say. He was in the front row as you're going through first class. And I was like, what do you say to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? And then it hit me. I was like, last time I saw you in a plane, you were in the cockpit.
Right.
And he looked at me like I asked him the square root of something, just like, I don't know. And I was crushed. I was like, it's disappointing. I'm not going to lie.
I'm Captain Murdoch.
That would have been better.
You tried. Gold star.
It was what it is.
You
Kareem
tried.
Trophy for effort.
Yeah,
Awesome
yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah, that's very quick that you did that.
I don't know. It's a total fail.
I feel like that's something that I would have, hours later, I've been like, oh, that would have been a great thing to
I'll
say.
make you feel better.
Okay.
I played in a celebrity softball game with Kareem a couple years ago.
And
he's first base because he's not a young man.
Sure.
And if you know anything about baseball, first base does the least amount of moving.
and
You
got
stay there.
good
Stay
reach.
right
Yeah,
there.
You gotta have
sure.
long reach
Yeah.
and not want to move around.
Perfect.
And so I thought I'd be funny. And so when I saw him all suited up, we were taking the field together. I was like, deep right field? And then he just went, no, man, first base. I know.
Yeah, like
See, with two knee braces, Kareem, I didn't. Oh.
He's seems like the
know my
most
pain.
serious man to exist.
Totally.
Come on. He's not having anything.
All I wanted was just an acknowledgement, but just like,
Yeah.
no, what?
I know
No.
we didn't get Olajuwon in this one, but can we get
Yes.
Abdul-Jabbar next
If
season?
he's available, I don't see why not.
Okay, so but we debated off air. Was Kareem ever? Sorry, Hakeem the Dream ever in play for
No,
this?
I mean, we had joked about it, but we always thought it was funnier if, I don't know, I felt like, we always thought it was funnier that if we had teed that up and then didn't, that.
Yeah.
Because the first, the second episode, it's all about the Casper's there, and then it's like, oh, we're going to do something else? Like, no,
Right.
yeah.
And also, Hakeem Olajuwon is the perfect name.
Yeah.
Is the perfect level of basketball player where some people are going to be
Yes.
like, oh, that's the name of a basketball player that I could not pick out of a lineup of two people.
Sure. Yeah.
And other people are going to be like, oh my God, Hakeem!
Yeah.
Where is he? I can't wait to see him.
Hakeem the Dream,
No,
Right.
I know.
Even
I know.
get it came.
And that was obviously Hakeem the Dream, right? This is the perfect tie.
Yeah. Well, it's also Bradley is a big Houston. He's from Houston, so he's a huge Rockets fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Who's the big cocaine fan? Because there's a lot of cocaine in the show.
Who isn't?
man.
Fair.
Right. Yes.
I mean, probably.
It's just us. Nobody's seeing.
We're all,
Yeah, no, we're fine.
This isn't live streaming or anything.
we're all very straight-laced people.
Sure.
So it's such a pleasure getting to talk to you guys, because the last time we as a studio talked to you guys about Crunch Time, no one had seen anything yet, and
Right.
It
you
was before the
couldn't-
RTX premiere.
You couldn't say anything.
Right.
It was very limited in terms of what you could and couldn't say. What are you most excited to finally talk about now that everybody's gotten a chance to see all 6 episodes?
Oh my God, the last two. The Party of the Century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, that was one of the most intense things we've ever shot, because we shot the bulk of that on this giant green screen.
Sure.
And so you have Disney standing behind the camera, in Video Village, and you got all this crazy camera movement, and you have Disney screaming, and freeze! And Dream Man! And you're gone! And he's touching you! And he's got... I mean, you have to imagine all of this crazy epic shit is going on, and there's literally nothing there.
Right.
Yeah. It was funny. It was a lot of it was so much make believe.
So much make
And I
Yeah.
think for me, it gave me such a much more profound respect for how hard green screen really is.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's you as a kid, as a 7-year-old kid in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Playing with dragons and
Yeah, sure.
ninjas.
Does it come both your first experience using that much green screen, or?
For me, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I feel like I've done some greens. I mean, probably that was the most green screen intense stuff. Yeah.
How much did you want to do of that practically?
Yeah, I
that's
think
a good question.
that is a great question. I think on that on the Party of the Century, we knew we wanted to go to some bizarre, crazy dreamland, and
Unicorns and lasers.
Unicorn.
Animated unicorns, and I think. But then we did do a lot. There were a lot of things in the show that are practical, like what we did in, the Feliz Navidad, and trying to go
glorious.
super 80s, super
Yeah.
practical.
Yeah.
Like,
80s,
not even,
that movie. It was so great.
not even that well, shoddily. Yeah, I think that stuff was really fun. And I think before with Nick Rutherford as Berkman, when we had the whole prosthetic on it originally.
The Ken piece.
Yeah. Originally, it looked we weren't gonna blur it. It had this much more bulbous look to it. And it was,
Yeah, like he had an elbow down there.
it was
For Quado?
yeah, it looked like just this bulbous like growth. It was very disgusting, and we were like, let's smooth that out. I think it was a little too,
That was very nice of you.
a little too much. Or like, I think the whole it was so fun to do practical stuff with Jessie Hodges, like where she gets cut up, and it's kind of an ode to, like, her mother was Ellen Sandwise was in Evil Dead. She's like the girl.
She was actually just in this last episode
She was,
of Ash versus Evil Dead. Her character came back for a quick appearance. It was real cool. I don't know. Miss me? I don't know if anybody's had the chance to see it yet. It was
saw,
great.
Like, clips. Yeah, it looked great. So that was kind of fun to do, like an ode to with Jessie, and I don't know. It was, it was cool.
So Bradley Jackson asked me specifically to talk to you about the mocap of the unicorn. I need to hear. There's a story here. I need to hear it.
Mocap of the unicorn.
I don't know this story.
I don't even know. I don't think I know that story at all.
Maybe we need to ask him.
It was just funny. Like we had this guy, our businessman, like on a, what do you call it? Like a gimbal kind of thing. Like like going up and down. Like it's very, just really fun and bizarre. We did a lot of that stuff. Like, I know in episode 4 there's like this bear, like where the woman's like riding the bear.
Yeah.
We had to find footage. We found like 4K footage of somebody with a bear walking, and then we had to time the way the bear moved and match that with her movements, like on this like gimbal-y kind of thing.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of
And
there's
how the sausage is made, guys.
a lot of planning.
Still ready to eat it. Was Casper Van Dien always planned to be such a huge part of the season?
Yeah. I mean, we wrote that for Casper Van Dien, not thinking like we would ever get. I mean, it's such a rant. I don't know. I mean, I grew up loving Starship Troopers.
Sure, yeah.
It's great.
I love that movie. It's like the weirdest, like, it's $100 million Nazi parody movie. It's so bizarre. Like, love that movie. And I don't know, we wanted Casper Van Dien, and I can't believe, he was so down to come play with us. I don't know who we would have gone to next.
He seems so self-aware. Like, he just seem to get it.
Oh, he's got a great sense of humor.
That's really cool.
He's well aware of everything going on, and he was game when he showed
That's
up.
awesome.
He's kind of a maniac. He's great. He's so fun.
Oh no, he's insane.
Yeah.
But like he knows he is, and he was gung ho.
Yeah, very self-aware.
He's very self-aware of himself.
Goddamn.
So one of my favorite things about the show was the cast and the chemistry that you guys all had. Obviously, you read it immediately and were like, yeah, I'm on board. I don't know, Andrew, maybe you could tell me a little bit about like who else did you look at as far as casting? Did you get everybody that was on your short list, or like how did that all come together? Because it just worked.
I mean, I think Nick Rutherford, like we had worked with on Intramural, Kurt Johnson as well. Like we knew we wanted them for those roles. And then
he was Berkman from the beginning in your mind when you're putting together the tone piece.
I mean, in real life, he's
he's the closest of all the actors to the character.
Is that right?
That's how he
So
dresses.
he had cast. He ended up giving up his shirt at the LA screening of Crunch Time. He ended up losing his shirt.
He traded his shirt with a fan who came up and asked for it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
He's insane. Yeah, he's so fun. It's I think for his wardrobe, I think the whole note was like, let's just dress him as how Nick Rutherford dresses. So it was great. And then Avery Monson, that guy he's so great.
He's great. I don't know how you guys found him.
Yeah, I don't know. Our producer, was watching High Maintenance.
Oh, okay.
And was like, this guy is unreal.
Yeah.
And we watched his finds. We watched all the different stuff he was doing, and he just has this great. He can be so funny, but also so dramatic. And I think to play that role, and kind of, I think you just needed somebody who could do that really well.
I think it shines through the most in episode 6, where he goes from like, "Hey, the power's my gun, I did it," to in the most pain.
Right.
Yeah.
He can go those kind of manic places.
I mean, the way
really fun.
that character is written, the same character, in the hands of a lesser actor, that would ruin the whole show.
Yeah.
So I am very lucky that they got Avery to do it because he was tremendous.
Well, Sam's kind of the dramatic linchpin of the show. He's the catalyst for a good chunk of this.
Yeah, and if that's not believable, if any of that comes off as disingenuous, the whole thing, as crazy as the show is, doesn't work.
And I think for he just doesn't he's. I mean, the whole show. I feel like we always talked about how it's selfish, petty people using big science for very petty reasons.
Sure.
I think that character is so uniquely selfish, and I think to be able to do that in a way that you still humanize him, I don't know. Yeah, it's very tough.
He's someone that I would be terrified of in real life.
Yeah.
So, no, seriously.
No, we
holy
spent-
cow, that is a guy with the means to stalk you.
Wait, do you mean Avery or his character?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. No, Sam, the character.
But not this Sam. But yeah, no,
How many Sams can we?
We spent the first half of this season going, he's gonna end up being our villain.
No, totally. How many times do we say that?
Several.
And then his bit in the episode with, you shouldn't have made a move on my girlfriend. She's not your girlfriend. That's it. That's the show.
Yeah.
That is the crux of his character. That is his problem. That is his motivation. That is everything that is wrong with him. That, seriously, he scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, no, I liked what y'all were saying about how, like, is he a villain? Is he a super villain? And really, I think any of the characters, any of them really heroes? Or are they all kind of villainous in some way? And
Yeah, because even Connor in this one says some terrible things.
Oh yeah, dude, that was. Ooh, boy, did I have fun shooting that.
I love seeing you like just kick ass in the show.
Thanks, man. That is something I so rarely get to do as an actor. Is like scream at someone and then, spoiler alert, punch them. 9 times out of 10, I'm the one getting punched.
You did your fair share of that.
Later in that episode, yeah.
He did get punched a lot in the.
Yeah, but I mean, I never get to throw punches. And so when I got to, because we shot that stuff with Avery and me getting physical first before we shot the interrogation room stuff, and so that was so much fun for me. There's. Avery likes to tell this story, and so I'm happy to.
Yeah.
So there was this little shelf that was about butt high behind
He told us
Avery
something. Yep.
when I push him up against that wall and then punch him.
Oh no.
And Avery, blissfully ignorant Avery, did not realize that once the camera was on me and not a wide shot anymore, we could have just moved that shelf. It wasn't in the frame. No one would have known. But instead, he said nothing and let me push him hard, take after take after take, up into this thing ass first. And so the next day, he wakes up, and we were sharing an Airbnb together, me, him, and Nick. And he wakes up and he pulls his pajama pant down and looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I have that from yesterday, and there is a softball-sized bruise."
I mean, black. It was like
Shark,
just
shark, black,
like,
brown.
Gotta earn it.
Fusion almost.
Gotta earn.
From where his ass had been slammed into the corner.
Commit to the bits. Commit to the bits.
Yeah. It was so,
That is dedication
It
to
was-
the craft.
I just
man.
remember though the first day like working with you, like trying to figure out what that Connor character, who he was, and just like that kind of where we landed with him and the tude. I don't know, just the attitude was really fun.
It made sense to me. That the whole thing I saw was like, oh, this guy is arrogant as fuck, and the reason they can't walk away from him is because he's right.
He's right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, fuck, he's right, and there's literally no other way to do it, so we gotta just put up with this asshole.
Yes.
That's kind of how I saw it.
Totally.
What was your favorite thing that materialized on set that wasn't necessarily on the page?
Oh man, I mean for me it's gotta be Berkman's Got Your Back.
It's been in my head since I watched the episode.
Yeah.
I remember saying it all the time.
That was totally Nick Rutherford. I mean, also in this last episode, the whole like high five, comatose Larry. That was really great.
That was great.
What else?
God, I don't know. It's been so long.
I know.
It's been over a year for us.
It's been wrapped. Picture wrapped over a year ago. How often do you guys get to see each other these days?
I mean, the last couple months we've seen each other quite a bit because the show
Promotion.
Launched and we've been doing a lot of promotion for it. But now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be a minute.
You've got a great text thread going. That's
we got
what's
great. Yeah,
important.
we got text
solid.
We got crunchy times. That's the name of the text thread. We all keep-
Speaking about the premiere and you guys seeing each other and whatnot, I'm curious to see what it was like interacting with the Rooster Teeth community. They're a pretty rad community, and then kind of in general, what's it like being responding to that community? And then in general, do you guys read comment sections and how do you internalize that? What's that been like?
I personally don't read comments on
Okay.
videos.
Good man.
Because
I've read every comment.
there it is. Because I don't have to because my compatriots.
Yeah,
would.
fair enough.
I live.
Was- Was that a
Read
function?
me.
Was that a function of that you had a really bad experience one time, like reading comment sections? It's just toxic, or you just don't?
Yeah, I probably used to do it. I feel like when I was like 18, 19, and like Freaks and Geeks and stuff was out, like I feel like I was obsessive about reading it. And then it's like you just read negative comment after negative comment based in zero logic.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say the Rooster Teeth community, like I don't really the YouTube, stuff is like I feel like it's just so much noise and it's like
Right.
like the photography is terrible, the photography is great, and it's just like you have no idea what anyone is saying. But I feel like the Rooster Teeth community, like on the website,
That's what I've been told.
it's been great.
Yeah, no, they literally found all the best people on the internet, and they all then go to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
They're like unilaterally positive and supportive and like right.
And I think me, Bradley, Avery, very much. Avery's been very involved on the forums, but we've all been commenting and responding, and I don't know, it's been really cool. Like I feel like they say like don't read the comments, but this has been really fun to like kind of have like I feel like Rooster Teeth, the whole thing that their whole thing is that it's all about connection and like, what Netflix show can you watch and then go talk to the creators or talk to the lead actor?
Totally.
There's that just doesn't happen. Netflix doesn't even have a place to comment. I think that's what's so fun and cool about the Rooster Teeth way.
Well, Rooster Teeth is here because of its community.
Yes.
Like, as a company, they are here because the community's like, yes, more, please.
Yeah, totally.
And conversely, welcome to the comment section.
Yeah.
We got you, Sam. We got you.
I'm not listening.
One of us has to be homophobic. And
No. We're good.
No. We're good. We're good.
We're not 4chan, for God's sake.
Everything holy. So but you are looking at comments. Did anybody like surface any theories that were like remotely close? Like was anything that caught your eye?
fun?
Nicely done.
Compliments.
I've seen. As for theories, I've only seen one comment that I think got it.
What was it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay. Oh, it's a bigger picture.
Also saying we got plenty of time left in this show, so there could be room for another one. We got our theories.
But
One thing that I think threw all of us for a loop was the entry of the Shadow Man. Like, I think that was something that none of us saw coming.
No.
It was almost a genre shift. We went from sci-fi and kind of dabbled a little bit into fantasy there. Like, depending on what it is, that I've never wanted to go look up Jungian philosophy so much. Like, never before has a piece of media made me go, I need to brush up on my Jung. Are we dealing with the shadow? Are we dealing with dream archetypes? What are we doing here? I need to go research more. It's been a long-ass time. So well done.
Awesome.
You made me want to research things I haven't looked up since 11th grade.
Awesome. No, it's fun to kind of dabble. And I think with our show, like, we're definitely, fucking around with genre, and it's been really fun to make a comedy show where, like, we're making a comedy, but we're going into thriller, we're going into fantasy.
And again, with dreams, that's something where you can do that and none of it feels forced or artificial. Like, it's something where it completely makes sense that one dream would be an 80s slasher horror movie, and that, like, even at this party of the century, while the technology is starting to glitch and break down, that something else would, because when the first episode ends with a black hole, I feel like anything's game.
For sure.
Right.
And just the idea that you are in someone's head as they are shutting down, and the question is, what are we working with there? Is this science? Are we going into the metaphysical? Like,
is it Freddy Krueger?
What did we walk into that we're not supposed to see?
Yes.
So that was a question. Please answer.
For sure.
So many questions, so many theories. I feel like I don't even know how to answer.
You technically can't because we don't even know if there's a season 2.
See, no, that's
or
what I just want to throw that out now. Is there a season 2? Can you say?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Cool.
Is it mapped out if given the opportunity?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take
Very
that.
much.
I'll take.
Yes.
So you didn't write season 1 with a closed bookend?
No, we actually when we put together this huge lookbook for Rooster Teeth, and when we originally put it together, it was 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of, I think, we went through about 7 episodes worth of story from our original ideas.
Okay.
So we knew, and then we kind of had some ideas of like what would happen later, after,
I can tell you this. On our most recent trip down to Austin, we had a nice long dinner. I was there with Disney and Bradley Jackson, and I haven't read the scripts, but they did. We had a little. What do they call it?
Booze?
We had a little bit. We had a little session where we were
Powwow,
a
yeah.
powwow. That's
Sure,
what it is.
all right,
We had a little
all right.
powwow where
Yep.
they kind of told us the overall arcs and stuff for what would
What could
potentially
happen.
be, what could
All right,
happen,
all
what
right.
might happen.
Again, fingers
There were
crossed.
there's nothing's. I've read nothing on paper. They just gave us some overall tones.
Sure.
And let me just say, I am as excited about that, just hearing rumblings of what it might be,
Yeah.
as I was when I read the first 6
Kick
episodes.
ass.
It gets,
Yes.
it's weird.
It's
It
pretty
gets
awesome.
super weird.
For anything that I could have, I had some ideas watching the episode back of how weird it possibly could be, and the implied imagery of Larry getting berated. I mean, we're
It's dark
running,
stuff there.
It's
Yeah.
dark stuff.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
really upsetting.
Yeah.
It made me think that the Shadow Man is Larry, and that and I'm not looking at you because I don't want to see a reaction.
Right.
But and I'll go here. I'll go. What's up,
corner.
people at home? And I think that we're gonna get this weird fight of Larry's dark persona of the Shadow Man versus the Puppy Master, and we might get the shadow side coming up from the dream and maintaining the power that he had in the dream. Could be weird.
You could look at me when you ask that because I honestly don't know.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
I'm
I'll
out
take
of the loop on that.
I'll take it back.
That's when we start getting into Jung, actually,
Yeah.
because the shadow is the other half of the person, all those thoughts and wants and desires that you cannot express in polite society. And if this sounds familiar to you, you've probably played a Persona game in the past 10 years. Because they have cornered
Wow.
the freaking market
It's a
on
pretty
that.
good pull.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it really is.
the
Like,
shadow
that
it's the other. It's the
It is.
foreign, parts of you that are not you, and
Yeah.
and then
So the
and it's something
idea
that,
that-
that everybody is,
But
So the
Persona,
question
good-
is,
good
are we
call.
dealing with the Jungian idea of the shadow as a whole, as an archetype, or are we dealing with Larry's shadow?
I think we're Larry's.
It's a good
I do
question.
too. I think that was my knee jerk.
It's that. I mean, whoever was the body cap for it seemed really loose, and it sort of it not indicative of who the person was.
Right.
It looked kind of like Kirk. Just saying.
I'm gonna go with that particular theory too. Although prior to that explanation, I was thinking it was more of like the cultural kind of like the boogeyman, the thing that comes into your nightmares.
Something
That's-
found them.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Like they
Well, they're
opened that
screwing around
gate.
where they're not supposed to
Totally.
be.
Yeah.
Well, and Connor knee jerked. I mean, immediately to no. Look, this mythology's been around since the dawn of time. Like instantly, there's no hesitation, right?
No.
Like, and he's just like he had that locked and loaded, almost as if he anticipated it. Like they're fucking around where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I feel like when I read that, I know we talked about it. I was like, is this something Connor knew all along that could happen but didn't say anything?
Like it was
Yeah.
a potential
Freak people out?
variable.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
And then
About
also,
that
If
money.
you think about it, there are people who experience sleep paralysis where they're awake, but
Yeah.
their body still thinks they're asleep. And they talk about hallucinating during sleep paralysis. And one of those things is seeing shadow people
Yeah.
sitting on their legs or walking around the room.
That's what
Terrifying.
that's what
So
that's
this
what
is a thing.
demonic possession. That's what the whole image of like a demon like sitting on your chest and you
Sure.
you
Yeah.
can't
Can't
breathe
move.
and I've had sleep problems. It's totally terrifying. The first time you ever have it, it's so bizarre, and it is like you see these shadow figures. It's
It's like Ruby
Just
season
laugh
1.
and think
Love
of
it.
puppies going forward. I think this is like good therapy.
right.
Whatever happens to me.
Right.
I sleep like a baby. Good thing you wrote this.
So,
And they had a great party, and everyone had a great time.
Yeah, I think all
20th
this
century went off without a hitch.
Yeah,
The end.
I think all those questions are great. I think it's something that we knew where we were going. We kept some of it open for ourselves, and
Yeah.
I think we definitely had all those discussions on which of the things that y'all are throwing out, which one's more interesting to us, and which one still keeps the show. So yeah.
I can't wait for the Shadow Guy cosplay at RTX next year. I mean, it'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Larry cosplay.
Yes. I've never wanted to cosplay so badly. I'll go as Larry.
do it.
Which one though? Puppy Master, or are we talking about you in the shorts, you in the briefs?
Oh, I'm expecting
At
briefs
day
on a
one,
roll.
day two, why choose? See what I have to.
But I
Best
think
of both
one thing
worlds.
that,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
what I'm
y'all, I think that hearing you guys discuss it and other people discuss it, but definitely like, I think one of the things that Bradley and I have loved hearing is like this whole debate on like, will we redeem? Are people redeemable? Are they not redeemable?
Yeah.
Are they going to be selfish? Are they heroes? Are they villains? And kind of having that as like some kind of you're always questioning which way we're gonna go.
Yeah,
and I think
that's fun.
Totally.
Yeah.
that's fun.
my favorite
I
part of the
think
show.
that's something that we keep on playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's something that we want to do. Is we always want to play that game, and I think if they ever, I think it's really fun to play that game.
You keep people on their toes that way, and somebody I was not expecting to be the way he was presented in this episode was Sam's dad.
Yeah.
I was like, what on
Fucking
earth does
ninja?
he do?
Dos Equis man.
Right,
Corporate
right.
magnate.
Tell somebody said a ninja ex machina.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked watching him and Bernie fight. I just thought that was really funny.
Oh yeah, that whole,
that's why.
we had a whole fight planned, and he just kind of Mark Moses came in and just like cowboyed him and threw him right into the table, and the table broke in half.
No, I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that explanation. Here is what really fucking happened.
And there were dull weapons all over that table.
Here is what really fucking
It
happened.
almost killed Bernie.
We had been shooting in that room for probably almost 2 weeks.
5 days. 5 days.
Was it?
It was the
Felt
sixth
like
day.
a fucking year.
Well, you guys actually
It felt like that was
right?
shooting in that room
Yeah.
was the hardest part
It
of the
was
shoot.
so
You
hard.
get lost when you're in a box.
It's
Like,
very
sure.
hard to
I
keep
bet,
track of
yeah.
where the
You come in when
emotional
it
arc
starts,
is
you
supposed
leave
to
when it
be.
starts.
so many eye lines. and it's
Yes.
just-
Oh god, that was a nightmare. So that table had been in the middle of the room the whole time, and then when they finally got to Bernie's stuff, it gets pushed along the wall. And I'm watching take after take after take of Bernie and other actor lean on that table, things being put on it, and we're all sitting across the room, and I am watching this cheap fucking IKEA table start to bow
It's like
significantly.
after 6 days of
After 6 days of
Yeah.
people
you're
leaning
just-
on it,
Abuse.
smacking it.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was absolutely
Oh,
curving.
Yeah.
And I see, like, a take where Bernie's, like, leaning up against it. I'm like, I think the table's gonna fucking snap. And then they go to choreograph this insane fight sequence. And I mean, it takes an hour to choreograph. And it's here, and then he smacks you, and then they get up, and then he gets up, and he smacks her. And I speak up. I did not remain silent. I saw something and I said something. And I said, hey guys, do we have doubles on that table? No. I went, you're really going to want to rethink the smashing on the table. I don't know if it's going to hold
You're
up.
supposed to bounce off.
Table's going to be fine. He's going to bounce right off. I went, nah, I don't know about that table. I don't know about it, guys. Don't worry about it, Sam. We got this. It'll be just fine. Literally, the very first take, they had multiple cameras going, and one of those cameras is the reaction shot of the four of us sitting chained to those chairs. I challenge you all to go back and watch that one shot.
cue
Because
that
what
up
you're
right
gonna
goddamn
see,
now.
what you're gonna
You
see
see, like-
are three actors.
Yeah, well, Jessie like comes out of her
chair.
shackles, and they're all like, like they're. It's
Genuine surprise of, oh my god, he just smashed him through that
And-
table
and they
with
have
all that dangerous
all the
stuff on it.
dull like
All the
knives
issues
and
and everything.
saws.
Sure, dull, but still
like
sharp enough to
Cut,
hurt
like,
somebody.
cut your face and like poke your eyes out.
And then me sitting on the edge of that row with a look of,
Vindicated.
yep,
Just popcorn.gif, right?
yep. That's
told you so.
exactly what I expected to see here.
Thank you so much, Bernie, for greenlighting our show.
Bernie
And then he
has
went to the laser team
wound up
premiere.
with such a shiner.
Oh,
Yeah?
Oh yeah, Bernie got messed up on that
Yeah.
show.
Right on. It's
Yeah.
a badge of honor. What was it like to work with Bernie? Like, did you know from the jump he was going to be that guy? Or?
No, we didn't know, and it's so funny. I feel like some of those things, the sandwich thing was already written in. Like that was just, it's weird how. I feel like
The
Rooster-
whole fuck was written?
There's,
Yeah, it's all
there's
written.
that, but there's a long history of Bernie and sandwiches.
Great.
Yeah, there is.
It's kind of
very
a running
long.
joke
I
with
feel like
Rooster Teeth.
there's so many things that Rooster Teeth, they've been around for YouTube. I feel like anything you do, if you write any script, something in there is going to
Right.
line up with like be some inside joke that Rooster Teeth has.
They've been here for 14 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
They weren't
It's half
writing
my
Dark
life.
Side of the Moon here to perfectly sync up with the Wizard of Oz. Come on.
Let's take it down a notch,
Yeah,
right?
that's a once in a lifetime
I mean-
thing. You can't expect that to happen every time out of the box.
Speaking of, but Rooster Teeth Productions are known for their little Easter eggs. What do you think was your favorite Easter egg to kind of insert in there?
Oh man. Oh, you know, I think my favorite one was Matt Holm came when we were doing the whole like Moruga like hot sauce thing. He came up. It was like, hey, we have on an old podcast we did this whole thing, but this Cajun man in Seattle that
You want to meet the man?
you want to meet the man, yeah. And so he came in. And we'd already planned, like that was already written to have. You know, we just thought it'd be so funny to have some interrogator who like he could do anything, but he just really gets off on like. You know, sticking like pretty much Tabasco up people's fingernails.
I thought he was going to shove the toothpick all the way up there. I was expecting some bamboo torture.
Right.
Nope.
And yeah, so we did that. I think that was really fun because we did that on the day. Like, you know, figured out how can we make this feel natural. I mean, what did people always talk about? You know, the X-ray and Vav. You know,
And Grumpy Gus's.
Grumpy Gus.
Yes.
I found the frame, by the way. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to tweet it out at ABTV Rooster Team. I'll tweet out the frame. It's just like, freaking
Like,
told you.
genuine too.
Very surprised.
You see the, whoops, right out of the damn shackles.
Oh, poor Bernie.
Yeah, look at
Avery.
Avery's
Jesus.
just in
Yeah.
shock.
Three of them.
Magical.
Cannot believe it. I'm sitting there going, God.
Yeah.
We better wrap early because of this shit.
Well, we can't do any more takes on that one, so I hope that was
Right.
That's me going, boy, I hope
I
we
was
got
like,
it.
Bradley was really pumped about the whole fight that we had choreographed. Oh, we can still do this and that. I was like, Bradley.
crushed.
He's out.
I was like, we got it. The fight is done. We got the fight.
But also, I think that's a great surprise that table, as you said, it took such a beating throughout the entire course of the story. To have the savior come in and break it signifies this next step in the story.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
a cool sort of behind the scenes thing.
Totally. And the other thing I will say is that we had planned in the fight for him to kill Bernie, and he doesn't kill Bernie. And I think I was really, now in retrospect, I'm very happy that, you know, is he dead? Is he not? I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
because
Bernie was a really fun character to
Very
have
fun.
because
Yeah.
he's just this very jovial, amiable guy who is going to just torture the living hell out
Yeah.
of you.
well,
'Cause
all
it's
of these
good.
things were
Yeah,
really interesting.
mundane.
Since it
being
didn't
so-
happen, do you want to tell them how he was supposed to die? In
Please.
Well, I think they were
yeah.
going to grab. Montgomery was going to grab the toothpick and shove it in his.
With the Moruga.
We were going to like do like some bit, yeah.
Just oh god.
We went for some ice cream there.
And we had a very talented prosthetics artist.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm blanking her name. Was it Merida?
Yeah,
What was
Mary
it?
John.
Okay, yeah. She was great. She did my nose.
She was
She did so
she
much
did
great
things very
stuff.
quickly.
Yeah, and she had the whole thing ready,
Ready to rock.
That's
like-
something for an auction,
well-
you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
The RTX charity auction.
There you
it's
go.
one of those things that makes filmmaking interesting is those happy accidents.
Yeah.
The Indiana Jones things, the
Right.
exact same
Yeah,
thing.
Yep.
totally. Same. Yeah, definitely.
Chad is very happy that Bernie's character is still alive.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, guys, I know we're running a little lean on time. How? I know.
You got like 5 minutes.
Let's
enough.
just displace the
Wait,
people after us. Forget it.
we'll start with Katie. Like, what other questions did you have before we let these two fine gentlemen go? I mean, questions about the season as a whole, episode 6. Like, what else did you want to talk about?
I'm still just kind of sitting here like that gif of the guy looking shocked with the fireworks behind his head. That's still me. I watched the
I'm the-
episode like
I'm the
4
old
days
woman
ago,
with
and
the
that's
mask.
still me. Yes,
just saying.
the mask.
Confused.
I'm definitely the mind blown. Just yeah,
That is
was
exactly
mine.
what I was talking about with the fireworks in the background.
Yeah, but he's going like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so like this series surprised me in the best possible
great.
way, and yeah, watching it at RTX was probably one of the biggest treats.
Yeah, I mean,
that
absolutely.
we had, and the fact that we had to wait
Yeah.
several months
Between
after
4
the-
and
That's
5.
rough.
That's very rough.
Yeah.
This is something where I hope they do a screening at some point because I do want to sit down and watch the whole thing with an audience.
Is Siri saying hello?
Siri's into it. Wow.
Siri's
I love it.
really into
Siri
this.
thought somebody conjured her.
Yeah, we did
But
a
this was-
screening at Austin Film Festival, and that was very fun.
Okay.
To see, like, you know, for the finale to happen, and everybody goes, you know, when it cuts to black.
It's the first time
That's
we've
really
seen
used to
it.
listen
Like they've been
That was
doing,
one of my reactions was just fuck you.
I
Like the
know.
music's
Yeah,
not
I know.
this well, and I was like, this is
Nope.
it. Bring up like how much time. I'd be like, fuck. There's so many credits probably. But I do the perfect accent of the happy birthday completely
Yeah.
changed the character
Totally.
for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So amazing, wonderful.
Well, and Connor's turn out of nowhere. You spend all this time abusing Larry, and then it's like, we're going to go save him. I feel like for the characters, that's when everyone kind of realized, we have crossed a line. There are 24 people here who are pretty much dead, and it's our fault.
Yeah.
And it went from, we're going to stow the bodies and not talk about it, to, we can do something?
Yeah.
Holy shit, let's do something.
Yep.
Yeah. As an actor, one of the things I always hope to read in scripts and rarely do is character arcs. Can a character change? Is he capable of change?
Sure.
If he does change, why does he change? And is it believable? So many people say, but he saw a beautiful butterfly in a park. Fuck you. There has to be a real reason why a person changes. And if I don't buy it as I'm reading it, I'm like, this is not going to turn out
Right.
well. You can put Gary Oldman in there and it's still going to get bad reviews. And so
He'd
when
do
I read
wonders
this,
with a butterfly, though.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
and so
Only if it's narrated by Morgan Freeman.
when I was reading this, every bit of character change and development that there is was so genuine and so real. And then getting to watch the actors do it and make it even more real was so fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
And made me so happy that I was a part of it. And that is a huge credit, of course, to Disney and Bradley Jackson for
Yeah.
writing such a tremendous, tight group of scripts and allowing these great arcs in all these characters.
and finding the right chemistry. I mean, I said it before, but like you guys all work as an amazing team. I mean, you guys were texting out like in the lobby just now. Like you can tell that there was like genuine. You enjoyed being around each other and had fun kind of doing it. And it comes across.
I mean, it's we're very lucky. I feel like very fortunate that, that it happened that way.
If there were going to be an asshole in the group, it would be me, but I've been working really hard to keep it at bay.
How's that working out?
It's good. I'm still on really good
Excellent.
terms with everyone involved in the series.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask one question. I mean, you guys can keep me honest, or maybe Andrew, you can keep me honest. How exactly does Sam know the address of where all of those bodies are?
Right. That's I can't tell you, but
Okay.
it will. If there is a season 2, it will be explained.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Well, speaking of maybe not necessarily for a season 2, we got a couple of shorts in between during the season. Are we going to get another glimpse into this world, whether it's during, before, or during or before the events that happen in the season 1?
Wait, say that one more
Like, are we going to get other shorts, other looks, without necessarily being episode 7?
I don't not anytime in the future. I think there's
we haven't
one,
shot
I think there's one little featurette that's coming out near
Really?
Christmas.
Fucking news to me.
By the way, we need you on set tomorrow.
But nothing. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
The blooper reel got released, and it's freaking
The blooper
hilarious.
reel is a thing of wonder and glory. Oh
that
my
blooper
god.
reel is 1/10.
I know. Yeah.
I'm surprised it was so
I bet.
short.
I know. There's so many. I feel like there was so
So
many.
much.
I mean, the
I
whole
would
thing
watch a
with
30-minute blooper reel.
there was
Yeah.
this whole
I would.
thing with Rutherford and Jesse doing there's that part in episode 4 during the montage where they're in front of the chalkboard, talking about she's got all the different fantasies and stuff and therapy things on the wall, and there was this we just kind of improv with them for 30 minutes of just Rutherford going through all these different talking about how he was going to
Literally gonna fuck an entire football team.
I love it.
Love the glimpse of that we got. That's it.
That went on.
Okay.
Yep.
That went on for 15 minutes in real life.
I would watch that TV program.
Let's do it.
Guys, this has been amazing. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much for
being
coming.
here. What a
Guys.
cool look inside, everything that is, Crunch Time. Before we go, what else do you guys have in the works? Anything that you want to plug? Anything that you got kind of going on?
Nothing. I mean, I guess the thing to plug would be the RoosterTeeth First app is now on Apple
Oh,
TV
yeah.
and Xbox.
Oh,
I was-
big
Excellent.
I was playing with it right before on my Apple TV, and it's
Great.
great. I love it. It's so great to finally have that on, the TV. I can lounge and watch stuff, and
Or on your phone, you can.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
stuck waiting for a meeting or a class or something, watch an episode.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's as of today.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So y'all should check that out.
Done.
Breaking
Done
news.
and done. Sam, what about you?
I am working right now on another streaming series for Netflix called Wet Hot American Summer 10 Years Later.
Oh.
Okay.
And that is if you're familiar with the movie, the very end of it, they all agree that they're going to come back 10 years
Yeah.
later and meet up. And so this Netflix series is now that day.
Fantastic.
That's sweet.
Another great web series.
When can we see that?
I do not know
Fair
our
enough.
release date. Sometime in 2017.
I love
Cool.
it. Where can people find you guys on Twitter really quickly?
I'm at Sam Levine, SammLevine.
And
Perfect.
I'm at Andrew Disney.
I love it.
Check me out.
Miss Cullen.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. You can also find me on Snapchat at Kia Prime. Z Nation is on Mondays at 7, right?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
am
before
losing
this
my
show.
mind. Yeah, before this show. We just came from there. Star Wars Rebels on Tuesdays, Arrow on Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we alternate between Ruby and Robots in Disguise. This week it is Robots in Disguise. It's going to be amazing.
I'm Megan Salinas. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I'm also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, and I write articles for The Movie Chick. That's Chick with 2 Ks. Be sure to check those out.
And it's Mark B. Donica. You find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. Follow all of our Rooster Team accounts. We're at ABTV Rooster Team, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. I just wrote an article about the new WWE Boom comic on Nerds Doing Stuff, so go check that out. Patrick.
Right on. You can find me at P to the D's. Follow me there. I randomly tweet about other nonsense that we're doing here. Guys, thank you so much for having been here. We've had a blast watching the show. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Rock and roll.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.